It's your boy Pillar. We back at it with the African history quote of the day from the book Ramsey, Ramsey the Third, Father of Ancient America by R.A. Boy, Boy. So this is a book about this guy wrote a book about how Ramsey, a pharaoh or Nuset Bedi of ancient Kemet, was the father of ancient America. So we're just gonna get a quote out of here. All right. I'm going to start right here. The prologue. It said Columbus had sailed to what he thought was China. In his wake, the culture of the natives declined and disappeared. The Egyptians, on the other hand, sailed to what they thought was paradise, and they brought with them their knowledge and a higher form of life that took root. It was assimilated and made into something so different that its mysteries are only just beginning to be unraveled. My page is kind of tore, but it's good. We continue. He says, and they changed the visual scene where there had been farms and small villages. There now grew great ceremonial centers with massive stone carvings and pyramids and temples. Okay, we're right here. Now, for the first time, trade and industry flourished. Arts and craft became specialized. People learned the rudiments of writing and enjoyed spectacle sports, rituals, ceremonies, and performed goods and performed. Gods with attributes were worshipped. Ideas of the afterlife gave hope. A collective conscience grew. A hierarchy evolved with kings, priests, soldiers, commoners, slaves through journey in the land, and the cultural ideas spread. And through the strength of oral tradition, they survived and became a permanent inheritance. So it is surely fair to say that this Egyptian voyage to Mexico, for which the evidence is set out here, was one of the most momentous voyages ever to have been undertaken to Mexico. The first chapter is restructured and summarized by the author's work between 1974 and 1981. For details, see references. This account constitutes only one phase of the impact of the old world on the new. Though this phase was most crucial because it was formative, that is, one in which high civilization first appeared in the Americas, from its settlements on the Gulf Coast, the Egypto-Ottoman culture made forays into the highlands of Mexico. And as I have shown elsewhere, a contingent of them migrated to South America and transmitted their powerful, right here, influences. It would have been surprising if they had not attempted to make roads into the territories north of the Mexican Gulf. I shall endeavor to show in the second chapter that they did indeed so. Moreover, visible traces of contact between Mexico and Southeast United States continue into latter periods, and in some instances, still bearing imprints of their common Egyptian source. We would say Kemetic. So let's go ahead and clarify that. Let's go back. Okay, so he's saying Columbus sailed what he thought was China. In his wake, the culture of the native declined and disappeared. So he's saying Columbus uh, destroyed people, right? Then he said the Egyptians, who are us, African people, sailed to what they thought was paradise. And we brought with us our knowledge, and a high form of life took root in America. So us Africans came to America already. You know what I'm saying? He said he sent from his study, we assimilated and made into something so different that its mysteries are only just beginning. He's saying people are just realizing, if he's saying Egyptians, but us black people, Moorish people, African people, we are the Egyptians. We are the Kemetic. So this is a story about us. So let's go to the other. Let's turn the page around. And he said, we changed the visual scene. What had been farms and village now grew ceremonial centers with massive stone carving, pyramids, and temples. So he's saying that we African people built this. Indigenous people built these temples, these pyramids, and now for the first time, trade and industry flourished. Arts and craft became specialized. People learned rudiments of writing and enjoy sports. So he said we already had sport leagues as African Moorish, Aboriginal, Indigenous people in America. All right, rituals and ceremonies performed. God, we call it deities. They keep saying gods were attribute and worship. They just understand that. Now, this time I want you to look at two ideas of the afterlife gave hope, a collective conscience. Now, uh, we not touched on the gods. The ideas of afterlife gave hope because you can all. I always say when you see Mexican culture talk about how they believe in afterlife, I always say that come out of ancient Egypt. That's some ancient Egypt stuff. But we're gonna touch on that later on to show you that when you see like people in Mexico like talk about like the dead and the afterlife, that's an African concept. I'm gonna show you that. But it says a collective conscience, a hierarchy evolved with kings, priests, commoners, and slaves. And it said, through journeying in the land, the culture ideas spread and oral traditions survived and became permanent inheritances. So it is surely fair to say that this Egyptian, us Africans, came to Mexico or already in Mexico, and he's going to show you in this book all the evidence that he's saying Egypt came to America, but we're going to us Africans were in America before slavery. This is how you got to do it to decode this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so even when you read the title, it says Ramsey, father of America. You supposed to see African king, father of ancient America. It's that simple. It's that simple. You get what I'm saying? And this book was written. Um, it says 92. Might have been written early, but this guy. I think he's not a black guy. There's another guy, but it just goes to show you. And then let's go back to page 7, where he says influence would have been surprised if not attempted to make inroads into the territories north of the Mexican Gulf. I shall endeavor in the second chapter that they indeed do so. Moreover, traces of contact between Mexico, Southeast United States continue to later periods, and in some instances still bearing imprints of their common Egyptian source. So he's saying Mexico and Southeast United States have Egyptian source. Let's clarify that. It has African source. It has Moorish source. It has indigenous American source who are all called black people today or African Americans. So they know who you are. It's just that that in their schools you'll never get information like this. All right. So just stay tuned with me and we're gonna keep on digging deep so we can get to the bottom of this. All right, it's your boy Jpilla, Ancient Kushite Global Empire Media, quarter of the day. Holla at y'all later.